Welcome back to Exotic Car Play Place, everyone. Thanks for joining in today. I've had many opportunities to own numerous BMWs in the past, as well as I have driven and reviewed many current models. And I can honestly tell you, there's a whole host of reasons why BMW is, in fact, in my opinion, the best luxury brand available today. Let's get into it now. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Mark with Exotic Car Play Place. And so let's dive into the first reason why BMW is, in fact, such a great manufacturer. And it has to do with innovation. Yes, lots of brands try different levels of innovation, but BMW certainly leads the charge. Gesture controls. If you've tried any of the latest models, particularly in the 5 Series, you'll find just the use of your finger controls does operate the radio controls without even touching a button. Quite impressive, I might add. How about predictive driving? That's a new technology as well, leading into the next charge and next generation of vehicles, where it starts to predict the driver's techniques and the style of which they drive. So their shift points, the way they drive, the acceleration, the car starts to predict that and stays ahead of you, and it becomes even more and more seamless. The use of lightweight materials is big on their list as well, and you're going to want to find out more about that in another video down the road. However, they are using a lot more plastic and a lot of other materials that is in the pursuit of lightening a vehicle. After all, they're working out the efficiencies by drivetrain, improving it with the use of batteries and hybrid technology, but there can only be so far, so they're further enhancing the experience as well as efficiency by reducing overall vehicle weight and unsprung weight as well as curb weight, and that's different materials. Lots of use of plastics is key in the BMW world these days. Another impressive innovation is BMW's new laser LEDs. These are very, very impressive. What it means is that now, instead of 300 meters of illumination, they're actually spreading as far as 600 meters, far more intense than a normal vehicle. No, not to be mistaken for laser beam. You're not going to be shooting those slow drivers in the left-hand lane or those people that cut you off. It's not going to work that way, unfortunately, everybody. But it does, in fact, give you a far more greater level of illumination and allow you to see much, much further. In addition, on the innovation front, BMW's also done great things for aerodynamics. Look at the X5, for example. The X5s now, the original generation was a 0.39 coefficient of drag. Now they've knocked that down to 0.31. What does that all mean? The lower the coefficient, the less drag on the car, the better the vehicle cuts through the air, and as a result, improved performance, fuel economy, and just overall a better look all the way as well. So another main reason why I believe BMW is, in fact, one of the best luxury brand or sports car manufacturers on the planet today has to do with its sheer racing heritage. For example, they've had vehicles compete in Le Mans, Formula 1, Formula 2, Formula E race series, tour car racing, as well as rally racing. But we also can't forget the M series of cars. What we have here is an M4, which is a long derivative of that whole series of M vehicles coming from the M division. Back in 1970, they started that because some of the competitions that BMW wanted to engage in. So in the 80s, they brought out the M1 and then transitioned that into an M5 as well as an M3. Did you know as well, the E30 M3 was its most competitive as well as its most successful race car. And what's more impressive, they did that all with a 4-cylinder engine, naturally aspirated. I mean, if it weren't for that M division, we wouldn't have cars like these, for example. You've got the S55 engine in the M4 here, which is a 3-liter twin-turbo 6-cylinder engine, making it from 425 horse up to about 480 horsepower. And coincidentally, that's going to change again in the new generation of the M cars. You've also got the wonderful new M8s. That's another great variation of the M series vehicles. And again, another M4. And if you look here, now BMW is also expanding out to their non-M cars and using some of their badges, which is a little bit fake. But regardless, they're M cars, M1, M2, M3, M4, M5, M6, and even the other M vehicles that you'll find, the X5M, X4M, and the list goes on and on, guys. It is all a result of the work that BMW did in the 70s and 80s to bring out the M division and prove their competitiveness as a racing manufacturer. So another key reason why I believe BMW is one of the best manufacturers on the planet has to do with their design and engineering staff. Yes, they do a lot of things that are innovative. They're always changing their designs, they're state-of-the-art, they're always pushing the envelope. Just think about the envelope that they're pushing with their engines and their drivetrains as well. Not only they're putting double clutch transmissions and other great technologies there, but they're also enhancing these driving experience with engines that produce an amazing amount of power and efficiency from their size. Think about the 3-liter turbo engine in the S55 engine. They're producing almost 480 horsepower from 3 liters displacement. That is a very impressive feat. But not only are they creating a phenomenal drivetrain for their entire lineup as well, think about that twin turbo V8 engine, the S63 that you're finding in the current M5 that makes over 620 horsepower in the competition format. They make a phenomenal amount of power in any of the configurations. But not only that, they're so well liked and appreciated that they make engines for a lot of other brands. Think about the McLaren F1 from back in the 90s. Yes, that in fact is a BMW engine, a BMW V12 engine that makes over 630 horsepower from a naturally aspirated V12 engine. They're phenomenal with their engineers and designers. Now there is in fact a reason why BMW is such a great brand and likely the best luxury brand on the planet, and it's the fact that they're riding solo. What does that mean? Well, think about every other brand. I mean, look at BMWs. You've got great vehicles like this, the X4M, very attractive. You've got the M2 Competition, we've got an M4, we've got an M8. But what does that really mean? That means all of that was done in-house and of its own fruition. And as well, it's not shared with any other brand. Think about Lexus. It's a glorified Toyota. How about Acura? Yes, it's a Honda. And as well, we even talk about Audi, which in fact is a Volkswagen. Lots of those other brands do share crate parts from another brand to keep costs down. Even Porsche shares some parts or has in the past shared parts with Volkswagen. So the fact that BMW has been able to manage staying alone and running its own way is very, very impressive to me and says a ton. And with all those reasons why BMW is in fact an amazing manufacturer, there is unfortunately one negative point to mention. You're going to want to check out that video. We talk about some of the plastic materials and construction that we referred to in their pursuit of lightweight design. Hope to catch you guys on the next one. Be sure to check out the video. Talk to you real soon. Bye-bye.